Very good morning, friends. Welcome you all for this conference on GreenPro. Of course, you might be enjoying the Green Building Congress. So as part of this Green Building Conference, this GreenPro conference has been organized for 2 days. We are starting the inaugural session now. May I request the dignitaries to come to dais, please. Mr. Mahesh Anand, Co-Chair IGBC Chennai Chapter and President Nippon Paint India Private Limited, Decorative Division. Mr. Bjorn Eric, who is a Chairman Global Eco-Labeling Network, he has already joined us online. And may I request Mr. Gurmeet Singh Arora, Chairman, National Chairman, Indian Green Building Council, to come to the dais, please. Mr. Dana Kishore, Managing Director, Hyderabad Metropolitan Water Supply and Sewage Board. He is going to be the chief guest for us today, and he is on the way. He will join with us anytime. May I also request my colleague, Mr. Venkatagiri, to join. So now may I request Mr. Mahesh Anand, President Nippon Paint India Private Limited, to deliver the welcome remarks. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome for this GreenPro conference inaugural session. Generally, it happens separately, but this time I think they have combined with this Green Building Congress. So it's good that we had a wonderful session yesterday. Very mesmerizing talk in the late evening. Our chief guest is joining, Dr. Dana Kishore, Managing Director, Hyderabad Metropolitan Water Supply and Sewage Board. Mr. John Eric, who is joining through the virtual mode, Chairman, Global Eco-Enabling Network. Mr. Gurmeet Singh Arora, our Chairman, IGBC. We call him as a taskmaster. So, welcome, sir. Mr. K.S. Venkatagiri, ever smiling, Executive Director of CII. Distinguished guests, speakers, and delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a very good morning to you all and a hearty welcome to GreenPro Conference in Green Building Congress 2022. We are pleased to host the 20th edition of Green Building Congress after, of course, a gap of 2 years of virtual conference. We are sure that this event will be going a long way in future consolidating India's leadership in the global green products portfolio. Should I have to, Mr. Dana Kishore is joining us or? Okay, fine. Anyway, I'll just give the introductory remarks on him. On this note, we are very honored and privileged to welcome Sri Dr. Dana Kishore, Managing Director, Hyderabad Metropolitan Water Supply and Sewage Board. I'm very glad to share that many state PWD, public sector units and government organizations are now specifying GreenPro as a criteria for their vendor finalization in all their tenders and new projects. Also, few state governments are mentioning GreenPro as a requirement in their schedule of rates. This is a great achievement, and we believe that many more state governments will follow their examples and prefer GreenPro products wherever possible. I just want to share a small interesting note. When this GreenPro concept started in way back in 2017, and Nippon Paint, one of the pioneers in getting our product GreenPro, the communication we went and told the stakeholders is Nippon Paint is now green certified. Our paints are green. So they asked us, oh, you don't have any other colors then. So we changed our communication immediately and we said, whichever color you choose will be green. So that, of course, reached to a lot of people. So from there to here, there's a lot of journey we have made. And that's what we are going to see here. I think 20 odd people are going to get their products certified here. So On behalf of CII, I would like to thank Danak Kishore ji for this wonderful support what this government is extending to us, and which will go a long way in making India one of the global leaders in the green built environment. Today, his presence in this GreenPro conference will be an impetus in making India one of the top countries that have embraced green and net zero buildings. It's also an honor and pleasure to welcome John Eric, Chairman, Global Eco Labeling Network. Eric, it should be early morning at your place, 4 o'clock or 4:30, 5. Thanks for joining us in the wee hours. We look forward to extend our sincere thanks for accepting our request for addressing at the inaugural GreenPro conference as part of Green Building Congress. Friends, I would like to share that with you all that the Global Eco Labeling Network, GEN, is a leading network of the world's most credible and robust eco labels. They are a non-profit organization and they set the global benchmark for eco label excellence. Eric, with your continued support with GEN, we are sure that the number of green products in India will continue to increase every year. I'm happy and proud to welcome IGBC Chairman Gurmeet ji. As I said, is a taskmaster. The moment Gurmeet ji took over as a chairman of IGBC, the chapter co-chair and chair started looking at things very seriously. You know, there are some standards he has been set, some goals he has been set for us. That's why I call him as a taskmaster. And his commitment and drive to green movement in the country since the inception of council is very truly inspiring for many of us. You are man of actions. I'm sure that the net zero movement will reach newer heights under your leadership, and parallelly, the green products awareness and availability would increase under the GreenPro Eco Label initiative by CII. Also, I'm extremely happy to welcome Mr. K.S. Venkatagiri, Executive Director, CII, and we all like to congratulate him on becoming the chairman of Global Eco Labeling Network, which was announced last Tuesday in the GEN AGM. Congratulations, Venkatagiri. My special word of welcome to all the thought leaders, speakers, experts, delegates who have joined us from across the country. The fact that you're all present here speaks volumes of your passion, commitment to make a difference in the planet Earth. We are humble with your presence and participation. I also cordially welcome all our dear supporters, exhibitors for this extending their support and involvement in the green building movement. We are sure this GreenPro conference at Green Building Congress will offer you many new growth opportunities and enable you to forge new partnerships. With respect to Nippon Paint, the company which I work with, we are the first company to get Paints GreenPro certified. And parallelly, we also got our manufacturing process also green. So which means that today we have paint, which is considered to be most closer to we use from the fossil fuel, right? And nobody imagined that paint can become a green product. Today, we are here with a factory, a manufacturing facility, which is GreenCo certified. The complete manufacturing process is green and the products also green. And we educate, we communicate that in all our communications. In every can, you find this GreenPro logo affixed. In all our sales tools, you find this GreenPro logo affixed. And the GreenPro certification, the bandwidth is from probably about 150 rupees to 800 rupees. That's the bandwidth we have, which means that the person don't have to pay extra for a GreenPro certified product. So that's the bit of Nippon Paint to you all. And today in the 5 years, I told you the journey, how we started. Today in the 5 years, we have observed an exponential increase in the number of products which got certified. We have 5,400 certified products today and are available about around 190 plus organizations covering 30 plus major categories, like all kind of construction material, products for building envelope and facades, and all kinds of paints and coatings and chemicals, building interior products and various innovative technologies. Today, in this inaugural session, 2 standards will be launched, that is for automotive steel and copper products. As we march ahead, we should all work more closely in building greener and healthier India. The place we live, work, study, play, and other forms of built environment should go green and net zero way. We are sure Green Building Congress 2022 will open new opportunities for growth and future encourage us to go to the environment-friendly way. I once again welcome you all to this 2-day deliberations. I'm sure GreenPro conference at the Green Building Congress 2020 will be greatly enriching all of you. Have a pleasant stay and enjoy the warmth and cuisine of Hyderabad. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your warm welcome remarks. Next, may I request Mr. K.S. Venkatagiri, Executive Director, CII Green Business Center, to make the theme presentation. Over to you, Guru.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mahesh Anand. Thank you, Mr. Gurmeet Singh. It's my pleasure and privilege to speak to you about the overall developments which have happened in the green product journey for the last 5 years. Can you have the slide, please? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir. So the Green Pro certification, which was introduced about 6 years back, we started the concept of Green Pro somewhere in the year 2015. And since then, over a period of time, the certifications have grown and nearly about 100 companies have registered in 2022 and more than 5,000 products have been. It's not moving. That's not moving. Okay. This one. Yeah, thank you. So this has grown over a period of time. As you can see, what was about 50 products in 2015 has gone to nearly about 5,400 products in the last 6-7 years. Nearly about 100 companies have got registered in 2022, which means there has been a substantial interest and increase in the number of companies and products which are participating in the overall Green Pro movement. Out of the 5,400, large number of them have been from the building products. Nearly 30 plus categories are from the building product. 190 companies from the industrial products have been certified. Large number of consumer products are also slowly getting in. And one thing which was also mentioned by somebody in the morning, are we quantifying the GHG emissions which are coming out as a result of the various tools and rating system which we are adopting? The Green Pro certified products have resulted in a reduction of 6.5 million tons of CO2 equivalent annual. This is a substantial number, and a large portion of the credit should go to you, who are all part of this Green Pro movement. Large number of industrial leaders. Name any major brand in the building construction industry or some of the industrial products. They have been part of the Green Pro movement. One thing, IGBC was the one which was driving the entire Green Pro movement, and the chairman of IGBC, Mr. Gurmeet Singh, as well as the chairman of GBC, Mr. Godrej, are very particular that if somebody wants to construct a green building, what portion of the overall value of the green building can be contributed by green product. We are very happy to inform you that you can construct a green building with 95% of the value coming out from green products. Substantial progress has been made in the last 6-7 years, thanks to the IGBC leadership, and thanks to leadership from people who are supplying technologies, equipment, and products to the building industry, like Mr. Mahesh Anand and others. Thanks to them, nearly about 95. We would be reaching about 97 or 98 in this year and the years to come. We are privileged to have Mr. Bjorn Erik here, who is the chairman of who has been the chairman and a person who has been leading the green product movement, popularly called the eco-labeling movement globally. And CII Green Pro had the privilege of being recognized by Genesis, an international accreditation mechanism, a certification mechanism, as one of the type 1 eco labels. So, which is one among the top 37 countries who have an equivalent eco label. The objective of this is, one, the certification system is very rigorous. The certification system is recognized by an internationally accredited body. Number 2. Number 3, this also creates an opportunity for the Indian products to explore international market. This is one big objective of the GreenPro rating system. In addition to being environmentally sustainable, it also opens up environmentally conscious customers nationally and globally. GreenPro also has been adopted by several of the global and many of the companies who are looking at the potential Indian market. They have also started adopting GreenPro. For example, some of the companies which have adopted GreenPro internationally, global companies, Aquatron, Delta, Hansgrohe, many of them have Northern Region Cement Company. These are some of the companies which have taken up GreenPro certification, and many of the companies which are exporting to other countries are also using the GreenPro certification as an opportunity to increase their overall market share in other countries. My colleague Karthikeyan and the entire team is also exploring opportunities of mutual recognition between India and other countries. With the result, there will be an increased opportunity for more trade to happen between these two countries on the green products. So we feel the certification under GreenPro will not only result in improved environmental efficiency, but also contribute to greater market share, particularly from the environmentally conscious customers. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and privilege to welcome Dr. Danak Kishore. He has been a great supporter of CII, great supporter of many of the green initiatives, and under his leadership in the Telangana government, several of the green initiatives in whichever departments he has been have been taken up under his leadership. Thank you, sir. Privileged to have you here with us. We spoke about the GreenPro, which is an eco label which has grown from strength to strength in the last 7 years. Nearly about 5,500 products have been certified under the GreenPro eco label, and the GreenPro eco label is also certified by the Global Eco Labeling Network, of which Mr. Bjorn was still recently the chairman of Global Eco Labeling Network. He's also part of this inaugural session. He's also going to speak a little later. And another important aspect is that the GreenPro eco label has been prescribed as a purchasing criteria by many of the public works departments, private organizations. Many of you see the number of organizations which are prescribing GreenPro as the purchase criteria for purchasing a product. This is bound to grow. CII and IGBC are also in touch with the GEM portal, which is being used for the government, the purchase portal of the government of India. We are exploring the opportunities of having an exclusive listing of the green certified products in the portal. So there is an opportunity for the entire country to get more and more transformed towards a green product market. In addition to the public works departments and the government organization, there are also several private organizations and companies who started demanding green products. HDFC Bank is one which have been involved with us on the Indian green building movement. ICICI, Brookfield, Capitaland, Mahindra Life Spaces, Decathlon, Club Mahindra, DMart. These are some of the organizations which have been participating in the green building movement. They have also started demanding green products as one of the procurement criteria. So with the result, as we go along with more and more such companies demanding for green products, we hope that and we are sure that the demand for green certified products will increase over a period of time. Another minor issue is that GreenPro also has been made into a 100% online portal-based system. So the administrative difficulties of getting the certification has been substantially reduced. So only thing which is required is a product has to be green in terms of the overall requirements of the standards. Once that is done, the administrative requirements of getting the certification gets substantially eased up. This is one way of easing the companies. The overall methodology of getting the certification has become substantially simple. What is it that we would like to do in the days to come? We started with the building products, mostly those products like cement, steel, glass, aluminum frames. Now we are going into more and more active products and technologies, air conditioners and their components, pumps, transformers. These are some of the some of the equipment for which we are planning to go for standards and certification, copper tube, CPVC pipes, automotive steel, variable frequency drive. These are some of the other areas where we would like to get the green certification done. Garment is one where there's substantial opportunity for export. And there's a large market for garment exporters who are certified as green to explore this environmentally conscious market. We are also working with developing a standard for ready-made garments. This can substantially increase the market for Indian manufacturers, and particularly European markets, where things are becoming more and more stringent in the days to come. Hand wash, tableware, these are some of the areas we are planning to work in terms of developing newer standards and expand GreenPro. So friends, with all your support, with the support of proactive leaders like Dr. Dana Kishore, proactive equipment and technology suppliers, component suppliers like Nippon Paint, Mr. Mahesh Anand, and others, we would like to accelerate the growth of the GreenPro rated products in the days to come. The government incentives and government policy facilitations are extremely important. The government, thankfully, is very, very favorably inclined towards all this environmental initiatives. I'm sure with all your support, there will be an increased availability of green products in the market. There will be an increased demand for green products in the days to come. As the country prepares for the net zero target of 2070, as the building sector prepares for the net zero target of 2050, I think the availability of green products will create a major opportunity. It will create a major opportunity for all the green certified products. And we hope to create an ecosystem by which we would have about 25,000 products at least in the next 5 years to come. Thank you, and look forward to all your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Giri. Thank you very much for a very detailed presentation about the theme of the conference and the initiatives of GreenPro. Next, may I request Mr. John Eric, Chairman Global Eco-Labeling Network, to deliver his special address. Mr. John Eric is a globally well-known expert on eco-labels, and he is also involved in several initiatives related to promoting eco-labels globally. And he's also involved in standards development. Many of the international standards he had made his impact. So now may I request Mr. Bjorn Erik to deliver his special address. Over to you, sir. He is joining us virtually from, I think, Oslo. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for your introduction, and thank you for inviting me to have this special address to this event. Dear friends of eco-labeling and distinguished guests, dear colleagues, I recall with warmth the first time I met you back in first in Hyderabad in April 2017, learning from the GreenPro and making the internal audit from the Global Eco-Labeling Network on your scheme. And then later on, also meeting at the Green Building Conference in Jaipur later that year. So I've learned to know you from the early stages, and I'm impressed. GreenPro was then new in the GEN family and has joined us as full member in 2017. When going through the audit we made based on the audit based on the ISO international standard 14024 in Hyderabad, we learned that you were mostly focusing on the building products and that you would expand in the future. So there, Mr. Venkatagiri showed us in a few seconds ago how big ambitions you now have in expanding GreenPro to other fields. And we are very much expecting and supporting the development of new standards and new fields of eco-labeling from India. In Jaipur 6 years ago, I saw the broad engagement from manufacturers in the exhibition and had the pleasure also to hand out the first certificates to proud producers of eco-labeled products. Today, I assume the exhibition is even bigger and broader in perspective, and that more certificates will be awarded in a while. The growth in GreenPro has been excellent, and actually the GreenPro is the member in GEN with the greatest growth rate for the moment. And having 5,400 products eco-labeled is a high number for such a young program as a 6-year or 7-year-old. So you are on a very good path, strengthening the greening of whole industries and especially the huge building industry in your big country. It is a successful concept when you in India couple the eco-labeling of the products with the Green Building Council and the Green Building certification. This can be used as a good example of how credible green products, eco-labeled products, can support the building certification, the green building certification. And my congratulations for your successful work with this coupling of GreenPro with the Indian Green Building Council. And especially, I also would like to congratulate my successor, Giri, as a chair for GEN. I'm leaving the chair after 7 years, and Giri is taking over, and I'm sure and confident that the global eco-labeling network is in very good hands and will have a good further development under his leadership. All the best to the conference, GreenPro conference, and looking forward to these 2 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Björn Erik, for your special address. He has been a guide for us right from the beginning, from the design of the GreenPro program and also the kind of progress we have been making so far. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining with us, though it is a very early in the morning. And next, may I request Mr. Gurmeet Singh Arora. He is a national chairman, Indian Green Building Council. He has been spearheading the green building movement in the country. So may I request him to give the special address for us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Karthikeyan. 1 minute, I need my cell phone, I'm sorry. Mr. Mahesh Anand, you called me a taskmaster. You're absolutely right. My wife gives me all her tasks. And so I even make tea for my wife, by the way, in the morning because the domestics wake up late. She is a school teacher. So I do a lot of tasks, okay? Today, going the green or net zero way is, ladies and gentlemen, no longer a choice. Is it a choice? The people are already sleeping after breakfast. Is it a choice? I still can't hear you. But an imperative for a sustainable tomorrow. Now, the Indian construction sector, as we know, is responsible for 38 to 40% of the carbon emissions. The government of India is committed to go achieve carbon neutrality by 2070. As I said to many of you, we do not have the luxury of time. We have to move towards net zero water, waste, energy, and carbon. And we cannot do it without green products. So I want you to clap for yourselves. Now, you need credible green products. I mean, everybody can say their product is green. So at IGBC, we started this in 2015. 7 years down the line, we have 5,400 certified products. Now, having said that, a green product can have different requirements. It can be energy efficient, water efficient, high recyclable content, recyclability potential, cradle to cradle approach rather than a cradle to grave approach. So there are a lot of connotations, different requirements for different products. An air conditioner may use all new products, but if it's energy efficient, Mr. Thyagarajan, president of Blue Star, was telling me that if you bought an AC 20 years back, today the AC functions only on 10% of the energy what it used to function earlier. And if you remember a window air conditioner, you required 4 people to actually pick it up, and they were also wobbling, you know, it was so heavy. Today, 2 guys come take away your air conditioner. So there is a lot of product innovation which has happened. Of course, use and throw technology has come in, unfortunately. The people don't want to repair anymore because it's cheaper to buy. But the fact is that this GreenPro Products Council has huge potential. And I'm talking of a potential of $200 billion opportunity in the next 8 to 10 years. So it makes business sense to go green. We in IGBC could not have reduced the cost of a green building unless we had the GreenPro Council. Because IGBC has facilitated the monopoly of scale in using green products, and we have been able to bring down the price. As I said yesterday in one of my speeches, a 9,000 rupees waterless urinal has become 900 rupees. And everything is now made in India. The first Daikin air conditioners for our own headquarters, the Godrej Sorabji Green Business Center, were imported from Japan. And architect Karan Grover was telling me that at that time, they costed 2 lakh rupees per HP. Daikin, Japan. Today, a VRF and what Daikin calls VRV technology has come down to 18,000 rupees per HP. And all made in India, all made in this country. And there is no air conditioner company now which does not look at energy efficiency as a USP, because otherwise you will not be able to sell your AC. And it's now there's a Bureau of Energy rating, as you know, where it's becoming tougher year on year. So what was 5-star earlier now is given a 3-star eco level. So the energy efficiency has improved to that extent. Ladies and gentlemen, the main objective of the council is to facilitate green product market transformation in a way where we have at least 20,000 products in the country which are GreenPro certified. Now, what I am proposing, which I have not discussed with my team, is can we have GreenPro experience centers where people can come and actually feel the product, and we can have conventional and GreenPro. This is the difference. Okay. So I am sure these experience centers will do well in a few cities. You can have a Jaguar experience center. You can have a Samsung experience center. Why can't you have a GreenPro experience center? where these products are physically displayed and people come and visit your experience center. There are the guidelines of the GreenPro rating is based on 10 principles: reliability, relevance, clarity, accessibility, 3 dimensions of sustainability, transparency, behavioral change, long-term impact, innovative approach, and long-term impact. I said it, collaboration and comparability. The study has revealed that the GreenPro eco-labeling process is aligned with all principles of guidelines for providing product sustainability information. The GreenPro has received the recognition, as you heard, from the Global Eco-Labeling Network, GEN, and the UN Environment. So it is aligned to all the international standards and all international product certification agencies. And a lot of the Asian green building councils are shocked. They don't even have GreenPro councils like Hong Kong. And they are shocked that how India has been able to certify 5,400 products. So I want you to clap for my team. Amazing. 30 categories, 190 companies have adopted and contributed to the GreenPro eco-label. In India, the government's e-marketplace, GEM, is promoting sustainable public procurement of products and services in association with the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP. GEM has taken a series of path-breaking steps to roll out new features and functionalities on the portal to promote the adoption of environmentally sustainable products and services. GEM is prioritizing the listing and availability of environmentally sustainable products. And currently, GreenPro is one such type 1 eco-labeling with more than 7844 registered products and 5427 certified products. So we are already on the way to register another 2,400 products, not certified yet, but this program is becoming huge. And this is a USP for every company that you make a green product. Now, yesterday I said we are at 9.75 billion. And I said we have to reach 50 billion square feet of green footprint by 2050. Now we are in 2022, 28 years. That means we have to change our target from 1 billion to 2 billion. There are 4,700 cities listed under the Atal Mission for Rejuvenation of Urban Transformation, Amrut 2.0. They have a budget of 2,99,000 crores. A lot of government projects now are going green certified with IGBC. I can't take the names because they are still under the process of registration and certification. But the fact is there is a very, very big opportunity for green products. And there will be a time where people, developers, architects will demand that whatever product is used in the building must be GreenPro certified. I can promise you that. In addition, today, 95% of the building materials are catered by green products as we are heading towards the net zero mission. And this can be only achieved if we have green products in the country. We cannot go net zero water, waste, energy and carbon without green products. And that's where all of you come in. And that's where you have a very important place in the history of this country. We cannot go net zero without you, ladies and gentlemen. And I request all of you, you may be making a green product, but go to your friends, go to other manufacturers, insist that all products must be certified green. You cannot have a product, as I said yesterday, what you can measure, you can monitor. So you cannot say you have a green product without getting a certification. You need a certification, right? So my request is all products, we are looking at certifying 25,000 products in the next few years. So there's a very big potential for green products because whatever IGBC ratings will specify will be GreenPro products. So certainly there's a very, very big opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. I conclude by a quote from President John F. Kennedy at that time, 1962. All great and honorable actions are accompanied with great difficulties. Both must be enterprised and overcome with answerable courage. And the GreenPro Council has shown you that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your inspiring address. You know, he always sets a very tall targets for us to achieve, and we will work with you, sir, to take it forward. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry. There is some music coming. I'm sorry, there is some music coming. I don't know, sir.
No.
Okay.
Speech is main only.
Yeah.
You don't have
So-
to invite me.
Sir, okay, fine. Next, may I request our chief guest, Dr. Dana Kishore, IAS, to deliver his special address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. It's a very, very serious conference. Mr. Arora, Mr. Venkatagiri, Mahesh Anandji, and Mr. Karthikeyan, and all the invitees, dignitaries, and delegates came from all over the country. Thank you very much. Last month I attended a conference, a national conference by Engineering Staff College of India. I think engineers all over India gathered here. It's on climate change. Now I am attending this GreenPro part of IGBC, climate change, net zero emissions. When I joined civil services in '96, we read about this conference of parties, COP, Rio Summit, then Paris agreements later. Last year, Glasgow Summit is a COP 26. And next year, this year, I think COP 27 is happening in Egypt. I think your conference and several conferences happening all over the world had made climate change as a very, very, very important, dialogue all over the world, and particularly so in our country. People used to say that, there used to be pessimists and, people used to say, many, many important people, many, many important institutions, particularly, public representatives, even among scientists also, used to say that this is all a hogwash, developmental obstacles. I think that kind of dialogue has disappeared now, particularly so in our country, because last year, Prime Minister of our country, Mr. Narendra Modi, has gone to Glasgow and announced nationally determined contributions, NDCs. NDCs that, how much you're going to reduce, you have to say in numbers. He said that by 2070, we'll be net zero country. And midterm goals also Prime Minister has given. By 2030, almost 50% of our energy needs have come from non-fossil fuels, non-renewable sources. And he said 500 gigawatts of energy has to be from non-renewable sources. The 500 gigawatts is 500,000 million watts is 500 gigawatts. Right now we are at 157 gigawatts kind of a thing. And I see a lot of youngsters here, a lot of middle age or senior people are here. I'd like to know what kind of mix you are here so that I can make my talk tailor-made for that one. How many of your engineers, can you raise your hands, please? Engineers. And then how many are you in management roles now? Now, how many of your science graduates? And how many of you from humanities? Can you turn around and see how many of you are from humanities? This is a problem with our country now, all over the world, actually. We have fast-paced our science and technology development. That kind of fast pace has not developed in, the impact of science and technology and its environmental impact. People are not able to understand. We have not taken this effectively through humanities, maybe social studies, and all this. We failed in this, not only here, all over the world. It's all now STEM sciences, science, technology, management sciences that are very, very important. if your science is developed, your technology is developed, what kind of impact it's going to have, the products you're talking about. I'm very, very happy. First of all, let me acknowledge and appreciate what IGBC GreenPro has done. 25,000 products by next 20 years or so, next 5 years. It's going to be a very, very huge attainable target because you already had 5,274 targets are there. And while coming, I just glanced to your IGBC GreenPro eco-labeling. It's a very good processes. And as you mentioned, Mr. Arora has mentioned, about 10 kind of metrics are there, parameters are there to evaluate it. These are all good, but where do we stand? Why is it important for our country? In a larger context, I want to place this. Per capita contributions, net per capita carbon contributions, if you look into, as an Indian, me and you on average, we contribute 1.9 tons of carbon per year, or carbon equivalents, they're called emissions. China, it's about 8.7 per capita, and 8.7 carbon equivalents are emitted by a human being through his living or whatever he's in his per year. US, it's about 15.7. Russia is somewhere around 10. EU around 9, something like that. Now you have to see this as a very, very important thing. Why Prime Minister said 2070 net zero emissions rather than 2050. All other European countries like UK and European countries, US, these countries, they want to bring their net zero by 2050. China said they're going to do 2060, like Saudi Arabia, some Middle Eastern countries, about 2060 they're going to achieve. But if you look into their net emissions per capita, they're very high. That means they have already contributed a huge for these greenhouse gases, which are warming up the entire world or Earth actually. So if I had to go 2070, what's going to happen to my people? Because you're all from building sector. If you take India as a whole, or compared to, let us say, a small country like UK, 25% of their carbon emissions coming from building industry actually. 25% carbon emissions are coming from building industry. Per annum, a country like China produces 250 gigawatts of carbon equivalent emissions. India is about just 2.2 gigawatts of million emissions actually, which means the development that took place since Industrial Revolution has benefited the countries living across the Western countries actually. Of late, China, because of their huge development process of last 20-25 years. So all of them are living in concrete buildings, cement buildings. But in my country, in our country, how many people are living in concrete buildings? Don't they want, don't they deserve a quality of life? If I have to give that quality of life to them, maybe, double bedroom houses were taken up in our state. Prime Minister Awas Yojana taken by central government. Amrut, as you were mentioning, Mr. Arora. So all these, they're there for infrastructure, civic communities, public housing, social housing, maybe luxurious housing, whatever. So, people deserve that. About 35% of people are still below poverty line. Maybe, I don't have exact data, how many people are living in thatched houses, leaky roofs, and the standards of living is low. We are not talking about Africa, much worse actually. So suddenly, these net zero emissions are imposed. GreenPro products I have to use. By 2050, you have to limit entire carbon emissions, and then ensure that 1.5 degrees centigrade should not cross global temperature. One of the presidents of, I think, some African president said that in last Glasgow, 2 degrees increase in temperature is a death sentence for the world. It's exactly true. We need to limit about 1.5 degrees temperature is about 2100. But coming back to our country, that's where GreenPro is very, very important. If all these people living below poverty line or middle income groups, they need to get good, healthy safeguards and good, healthy standards of living. We need to, depend upon the present day technologies, which will increase. Suppose every family has a concrete house in our country. Can you imagine what will be the amount of carbon emissions per year? It will be from 2.5 gigawatts, gigatons to maybe somewhere around 1,000 gigatons, because our huge country, 1.3 billion people are there. So these are the challenges before us. Our Prime Minister ensured net zero by 2070. By 2030, at least 40% of electricity should come from 40% of electricity. I'm not talking about energy mix. I'm talking about electricity mix. Energy mix considers a lot of other things. Electricity is how much of electricity is coming from, non-carbon sources. 500 gigawatts of power from 157 now. You need to go for solar, nuclear, and all kinds of things. How much of emissions are required? And then coming to building sector, all of you must be knowing, but let me, for relevance, I'll tell this. Concrete is the most carbon guzzling, carbon emitting product compared to timber, that is, wood. It produces about 709 kgs of equivalent of carbon dioxide per square meter of built up area. That is the present rate. What a GreenPro product or eco-labeling network will do if those products are sold at a lesser available costs, at lesser effective prices, maybe they can bring down this. Countries like European countries, I noticed, they have already increased their timber utilization in their, buildings to about 40 to 50%. Countries like Norway, or the Scandinavian countries, which has huge resources, like Russia, huge resources of our Canada for that matter, the huge forest resources are there. They're able to use timber. But there are policies, regulations that they need to grow such amount of wood forestry to ensure that that ends up in their building areas. But in our country, forestry is very, very less actually. We want to ensure that 1/3 of the area, arable area, has to be under forest, but we are failing. We're around 19 to 20%. But I'll give one example of state of Telangana. You all must be knowing, if you are here yesterday, you must have newspapers. Our city, Hyderabad, has got Green Award world over. It's recognized because there is a program called Haritaharam taken by state government. It's doing extremely well. So what I'm trying to say is, if you go for net zero emissions, total GreenPro products, can average common man afford those kind of products and build his house? What needs to be done? What is required is a government policy is required, financing is required, the mitigation of climate change is required, technologies are required, technology transfers are required, collaboration between industry leaders, scientists, and then public leaders, bureaucracy. A lot of collaboration is required. These are all huge issues. But what is much more important is, are the leaders listening? Leaders, I don't mean public representatives or public leaders heading the countries or states or districts or something like that, or constituencies of assemblies or parliament. But leaders in technology, leaders in bureaucracy, leaders in science, are we serious enough to take up this and ensure that by 2070 we can get net zero? For that, what we need is assessing what is each building doing for its life cycle. It's called life cycle emissions of carbon for a building. Right from procuring your material, transportation, construction, living in that house, and demolition of that house maybe 60, 70 years later, waste disposal of that into construction, demolition waste, how much of carbon is getting into this? I think IGBC needs to look into this. I'm sure you have a very, very good efforts. Last year also happened to Mr. Shekhar Reddy has called me for one of the IGBC conferences. I attended. Good amount of work is going on. I also learned from Mrs. Arora's speech that even Hong Kong, like a country, don't have a GreenPro council. We have a council like that. IGBC has been effectively working. But we need to have whole life cycle carbon emission assessments for each building we're constructing, so that we know what kind of material has to be utilized. We can advise them. We need a good models, good designs. A lot of redundancy comes in designs. If you look at some of the buildings, the kind of facade they make, is that kind of facade is required for that kind of buildings? What are the building, designs, redundancies? What kind of material are you using? You look at this material, it's an arable material they have used. About 20, 15 years back, this building was constructed. It's such a, remakeable kind of a hall we have in HSCC. This is the only place we come for international conferences. What is required is not only eco products, affordable eco products. Any eco product, any green product is doing a lot of service for the environment. We need to promote that one. For that, we need financing. Way back about, I think, 2015, all the developing countries were supposed to give $100 billion for this kind of green labeling and green products, how to mitigate climate change and all that.
Nothing has been promised, nothing has come from either IMF or World Bank, not much has come. And certainly we will not receive it because we are considered as one of the developing countries' huge GDP. So we need to ask questions, what needs to be done? In a building, there is an embodied carbon. That is, the products you are making, your eco products, can they bring this embodied carbon down? That is construction material, whatever you're doing. The second thing, what we're doing is energy management within the building, that is operations of the operational carbon. Most of the times, right now, so far what was happening is either IGBC or any other green councils across the world, what they have tried, what they're improving now is that energy management within the building. Can we bring in better cooling systems? The tonnage of AC will come down. The CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons, can be eliminated. Greenhouse gases can be eliminated. And then maybe heating systems, better heating systems. How to manage net zero and how to manage net zero water, net zero waste, solid waste management. How to take care of gray water into recycled water. These all have been tried. But what is much more important is, can we bring in embodied carbons to lessen the embodied carbons? Operational carbons to be reduced. These are the huge parameters which European countries are trying. Now, I just glanced through while coming again. I've been interested in this subject for the last 6 months or so because I've been going through some COP material. All European countries, they're bringing down, they're increasing their decreasing their carbon footprint. The cement industry, concrete industry guzzles power like anything. Most of the power in India comes from coal, thermal power. 70% of power comes from that. And this is the biggest emitter of carbons actually. So how you convert 70% of power usage into, reduce it to by another 35%, perhaps bring it to 35%. Huge investments are required. So all the intellectuals need to think about this. When you bring a green carbon, green product, three things are important. PPP, that's called, you call RRR. When you think RRR, but you think about Rajmold and other fellows. Reduce, reuse, recycle. PPP is people, planet, and profits. That's very important for any industry. How do you take people into consideration? How you convince people to buy a better product, which is little more expensive, but better for the environment? That's where humanities have to work. You need to engage more of a humanities guys to spread this message across. Maybe GreenPro has to consider it, IGBC has to consider it. How are you going to convince people? If a product, a glass is more than 10 rupees or 15 rupees more than the next glass, is an environmental friend, I will not buy it. Unless I have money to buy it, otherwise I'm convinced to buy it. So you need to bring in consultants to convince people, NGOs to get into touch with the people so that these products, they're a little bit expensive because common man do not know what is happening to his life. He's so routinely a daily torture of his life. He doesn't bother about carbon footprints, climate change, and temperature increasing. They don't bother about it. It's for the leaders like you and me and others. We need to take up this mantle very, very seriously. So there is a concept called, biophilia. I think a Harvard University professor has brought in. Biophilia is that humans are at their best when they're better connected to nature and other living beings. This is absolutely correct. When you go for your break, when you go for your holiday trip or something like that, either you end up in Kodaikanal or Ooty or Mussoorie, Dehradun, or if you're good enough in Switzerland, what you see is a greenery, what you see is an open space. There you get relaxed. Your stress is taken care of. Your cognitive functions will improve. You are innately connected to the nature. This is what we have forgotten living in concrete buildings. But is concrete not necessary? It was necessary because technology development, industrial revolution took place around 1800s. That was a technology available. The technologies are available now in Western countries, but they're very expensive. We need to get those technologies here. So how does technology transfer takes place? We need to look into that. So these are the major issues we need to consider. And by 2030, what IGBC can do in terms of net zero emissions from building sector. If a small country like United Kingdom is producing 24% of their emissions of building sector, I don't know what is the figure for India actually, though there are less concrete structures compared to them. It may be anywhere around 15-20% here also, or more than that, because every 10% of India gets into a luxurious zone or above poverty line zone, that much of concrete utilization is increasing. That many of cars are coming. that means fuel is being used. We have a very, very difficult situation ahead unless we address it. And we have practically, I think, maybe 1/5 of the population of maybe out of 8 billion, we are about 1.3 billion. So you can calculate what is the percentage of it. So government efforts, individual efforts to become good, money earning and all that will end up in first for a house or for a car, which is a carbon emission. These are the very, very crucial questions. And as you are mentioning, there is a $200 billion industry is available for green products. I tell you, if 10% of India keeps on increasing into concrete, good structures of living and buying cars and two-wheelers, you can't imagine this could be a $1 trillion industry actually. That is the opportunity sitting before you. It's not only an opportunity, but it's an opportunity to take care of your children, grandchildren. Now, I haven't talked of many things here. Water is going to be a very, very scarce product in this country. Treated water is becoming very difficult, though Supreme Court and NGT have woken up to this and making us to build up STPs, treatment of sewage, provision of water. They're looking. But, we are being prodded, we are doing it. But there is a need for an action, which is a self-realized action has to come in. I also noticed, Mr. Shekhar Reddy told me yesterday, there is a spiritual quotient for this conference. Yesterday, there was a spiritual talk was there. I think it's very, very important. You are all good. We are all good. Perhaps you can afford green products, a greenhouse. But there are about 80% of people in this country who can't afford this. And they'll keep on guzzling carbon. And they will not decarbonize themselves in their utilities. And that's what is going to hit you and me very badly. Your business will be hurt. And our living standards will be hurt because we as a country live 1.3 billion. We don't live 30 million people are not living in an island, so that other 1 billion people will not affect you. It's all neighborly love that is required. Neighborly responsibility is required. And how businesses like yours make built environment decarbonized. It's a huge questions we need to ponder over. But as I was telling you, I attended the engineering staff college conference. 3 days they're done, all the youngsters were there. By the time I went for a valedictory address, I noticed that all the scientists, engineers, bombarded with such kind of information. It's a positively depressing environment, actually. Cannot be like that. We as a human beings are very, very capable fellows. You show me a single living species on this earth where 1 crore living organisms are living together, of course, live out bacteria and all those things. Anything on a 2 legs or a 4 legs, show me, 1 crore people, 3 crore people living together, organisms living, it doesn't happen. We know how to gather, we know how to socialize, we know how to improve ourselves. If you ask, the biggest, if you take evolution, baboons, chimpanzees, orangutans, they say they're distant cousins. You ask them to work together, they can't. More than 10 people can't work. But we, billions of people can join together. We can have a united social action like we are doing here. And this is the silver line for entire climate change and net zero emissions or green products. So let's go to that kind of extent, remembering what Mahatma said. He said Swarajya is, Ramrajya is in villages actually, because that's eco-friendly living. That's what is need of the hour. Let us try to strive towards that kind of a goal. And I wish you all the best and all the best for the conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for a very, very inspirational speech. I think he has touched every element of the sustainability, isn't it? Going to net zero carbon to how to address the embodied carbon, the operational carbon, and also how this is going to address the health and well-being of the occupants. Great, sir. We are really mesmerized. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, of course, a big round of applause for him again. Now we are going to the next important aspect of this inaugural session, the GreenPro Awards. We have about 21 companies who are going to receive the GreenPro Awards for their products and materials, sir. So I would request you to hand over the plaque and the certificate to them. May I request you to come forward? Okay. The first company to receive the GreenPro certification for their construction chemicals, Fevicol and HVAC products is Pidilite Industries Limited. May I request Pidilite Industries Limited to come and receive the plaque, please. Pidilite Industries, again, they are getting the GreenPro certification for their construction chemical raw products. May I request you to hand over this plaque as well to the same team, sir. This is for another set of products they are receiving the GreenPro certification. And Pidilite is going green deeper and deeper. All their products are going green. Congratulations, Pidilite. The next company to receive the GreenPro certification is Gasha Steels Private Limited. May I request the team from Gasha Steels Private Limited to come forward. And they are receiving the GreenPro certification for the TMT rebars. One of the companies who are receiving the GreenPro certification for their steel product is Gasha Steels Private Limited. The next company to receive the GreenPro certification is Tallinn Modular Office Furniture Systems Private Limited. They are receiving GreenPro for the furniture products. May I request the team from Tallinn Modular Office Furniture Systems to come and receive the award. Are they? Okay. The next company to receive the certificate is Novoco Vistas Corporation Limited. Novoco, they are receiving the certification for the ready-mix concrete. The ready-mix concrete, they have incorporated many green features. The next company, yeah. Congratulations, Novoco Vistas Corporation Limited, for this excellent achievement. The next company receiving the GreenPro certification is Asian Paints Limited. They are receiving GreenPro for their paint products. May I request the team from Asian Paints to come and receive the award, please. The next company receiving the GreenPro certification is Renatus Procon Private Limited. In fact, they are receiving GreenPro for two of their products, construction blocks as well as construction chemicals. So may I request Renatus Procon Private Limited to come and receive the award, please. The next company receiving the GreenPro certification is Structure Eco Private Limited. They are receiving the GreenPro certification for their boards and panels, which are very important component as part of the building interiors. So may I request Structures Eco Private Limited to come and receive the award. The next company is Enviro Integrated Solutions Limited. They are receiving GreenPro for the construction blocks. The construction blocks are a very important component in construction of any building with many features, green features. They are receiving the GreenPro Eco label for their product, Enviro Integrated Solutions Limited. Then the next company is Kajaria Ceramics Limited. They are receiving the GreenPro Eco label for their tiles product. May I request Kajaria team to come and receive the GreenPro Eco label plaque. Kajaria Ceramics Private Limited. The next company is Ultra Pure EnviroCare India. They are manufacturing indoor air quality purifiers. So may I request Ultra Pure EnviroCare India to come and receive the award. Ultra Pure EnviroCare India. The next company is one of the largest cement manufacturers in India, JK Cement Limited. They are receiving GreenPro Eco label for their cement products. Their Portland Pozzolana Cement PPC, they are receiving the GreenPro. The next company is HAL Limited. They are receiving GreenPro Eco label for their roofing sheets. So may I request a team from the HAL Limited to come and receive the award, please. The next company is Tara Paints and Chemicals. They are receiving GreenPro for their paints products. The paints, Tara Chemicals, they are receiving the GreenPro for their paint products. May I request Tara Chemicals team to come and receive the award. The next company is Precise Conchem Private Limited. They are receiving GreenPro for their construction chemicals. Construction chemicals, these construction chemicals have got many green features. The next company is Greenlam Industries Limited. The Greenlam Industries Limited, they are receiving GreenPro for their laminates products. May I request the team from Greenlam Industries to come and receive the plaque. The next company is Metrola Steels Private Limited. They are receiving GreenPro for their steel TMT bars. May I request the team from Metrola Steel Private Limited to come and receive the award, please. The next company is Ultratech Cement Limited, Unit Birla White. Please be ready. The Ultratech Cement Limited unit Birla White, they are receiving GreenPro for their construction chemicals. May I request the team from Ultratech to come and receive the plaque. The next company is the technology company, Delta Electronics India Private Limited. They are receiving GreenPro for their HVAC and ventilation system. May I request Delta Electronics India Private Limited to come and receive the award, please. The next company to receive the award is Tipco Industries Private Limited. They are receiving the award for the boards and panels. Boards and panels. May I request the Tipco Industries Limited to come and receive the award, please. With this, the award part of this inaugural session is coming to an end. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support. We have 2 more releases as well. These are very important. You know, from GreenPro point of view, for certifying a product, we need a standard. The standard need to specify the criteria as well as the threshold limits. These standards are developed with the support of all the stakeholders from the industry. There is a technical committee led by a neutral person as a chairman, and then the technical committee debates and then comes out with the standard. And today we are going to release 2 GreenPro standards. One is related to automotive steel. We are working with the steel companies to develop GreenPro standard, certify the GreenPro eco label for the steels that are used in automobile. Okay. The next standard is related to copper products. Copper products, they are very important products as part of the air conditioning system. And this standard has been developed with the support of International Copper Association. Dr. De Sarkar has been leading from the front. Thank you, sir. And I would also request the dignitaries to release the standard on the automotive steel. And based on these standards, the certification of the products have been taken up. And all these standards are available online as well. If you have a product and you want to go through the GreenPro certification, you can download the standard online, and then you can look at how you can comply to these standards as well. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the support. Now, may I request Mr. K.S. Venkatagiri, Executive Director, to do the concluding remarks. Over to you.
Thank you. After this. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and privilege to present the concluding remarks at the inaugural session of the conference on GreenPro, which is organized as part of Green Building Congress 2022. It's a privilege. It was my colleague Karthikeyan mentioned it was mesmerizing. Many of you have heard Dr. Dana Kishore. He started from the involvement of people predominantly dominated by engineers and people from the science and technology sector. He started with emphasizing how every stakeholder has to be involved, and more so from the aspect of taking the concept to the entire humanity. More and more social and humanities related personnel and experts are to be involved. He started with that. Then he went deeper and deeper. There were about 3 or 4 pages on which I wrote notes on his entire speech. It was almost like a brainstorming session on how to pursue the green movement in the entire country. He spoke about concrete, he spoke about life cycle impact and analysis. He spoke about the cement industry, how it's one of the major carbon guzzlers and emitters in the country. He spoke about the importance of water. He spoke about the quality of life of people, how a large number of people in India who are below the poverty line, how to improve their overall quality, which could result in emission. He spoke about the conflict which is there between green products and the overall affordability of the average Indian. Every aspect on green sustainability and economics was touched by Dr. Dana Kishore and his very brief speech. Probably if it had been another 1 hour, he would have continued to speak and enthrall us, inspire us, as well as educate us on what all could be done. It was an outstanding speech, Dr. Dana Kishore. May I request all of you to join me in thanking Dr. Dana Kishore for his time and for his very inspiring, educative and informative lecture. Request all of you to join me in giving a big hand to Dr. Dana Kishore for his involvement. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Some of the aspects, sir, many of the GreenPro products have got an environmental impact which is about 20 to 25% lower than the other average environmental impact of other products which are available in the country, number one. Number two, over a period of time, sir, as the number of products become more and more, the green products have got a lower resource consumption. With the result, they not only are environmentally more sustainable, their cost of manufacturing is also lower, and over a period of time, the cost of GreenPro certified products will be lower than what normal product is. So over a period of time, we will have both cost competitiveness as well as environmental upgradation because of the GreenPro movement. We would like to come back to you and take your advice in greater detail so that we can structure our activities and movement in a more effective manner. Thank you once again for your kind presence, Dr. Dana Kishore. We have had the privilege of him participating in some of the earlier conferences. It's always a privilege to have him here and listen to him. Thank you. Thanks to Mr. Bjorn-Erik. Bjorn-Erik has been a leader internationally in the global eco-labeling network, and he has come nearly about 30-35 years. The entire eco-labeling movement in the country has been led by people like Mr. Bjorn-Erik. And thank you, Bjorn, for your kind presence here today and your encouragement to the GreenPro in India. We look forward to making a bigger role in the global eco-labeling market and contribute to a transformation of green products in the entire country and the world. Thank you very much. A big hand to Bjorn-Erik for his presence. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning at his place, and he was kind enough to be awake early and participate in the overall program. Mr. Gurmeet Singh Arora, as somebody said, is a taskmaster. In the book Good to Great, Jim Collins speaks about how great leaders have big, hairy, audacious goals. And then because of those big, hairy, audacious goals, the organization goes on to become a great organization from being a good organization. Mr. Gurmeet Singh Arora is one such leader who has got a big, hairy, audacious goal. And we will try our best, sir, to do whatever best possible to achieve this goal. A big hand to Mr. Gurmeet Singh for his presence here and for his continued encouragement to the GreenPro movement. There are leaders who make things happen on the ground. When GreenPro was in its very initial stage, Nippon Paint and Mr. Mahesh Anand were one of the few who had committed on GreenPro, who started pursuing GreenPro in a major way. Many of us who use paints, common man who uses paints, the moment a house is painted, if he goes inside the house, many of the people who live inside get sick because of the volatile organic compound. This is one of the first companies which introduced cleaner paints and greener paints, and Mahesh Anand was one of the initial adopters of GreenPro. Thank you for being a great support to the GreenPro movement and the IGBC movement. A big hand to Mr. Mahesh Anand, please. And Mr. Shekhar Reddy, who has been here, has been a great supporter and substantial contribution to both the green building movement and the GreenPro movement. And he's the one who makes linkages possible between organizations, industry, government, and society. so that the movement spreads faster and is more beneficial to every stakeholder in the entire country. A big thank to Mr. Shekhar Reddy also for all his support. With this, we come to the end of the inaugural session. Thanks to all the participants, thanks to all the supporters, thanks to all, and congratulations and thanks to all the award winners of the GreenPro certificate. We come to the end of this session. We come back after a 15-minute health break to the next immediate session. Thank you all. Thank you.
I would request all the awardees to stay back for a combined photograph with their plaques.